Yo, we are live with another dope interview.
Hey.
Yeah, just like we promised. And we got Mr. Supreme in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm chilling. What's good?
What's up, good? Supreme? Welcome.
Yeah.
So you've produced. I see. You have sent me a list of the things that you've produced, like the Box Score, Sons of Man, Killer Army, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, Ghostface Killer, Iron Man, Midwest Funk, Volume 3. Just to name a few, so people can get a gist about you.
Yes. Also worked with Bunny DeBarge too. That ain't on there. I went up to Grand Rapids and worked with her. Yeah, it was nice.
Wow.
I could be frank, right? She was getting high.
Yeah.
Hey, you can be as honest as you want. Ain't no filters on here.
No filter.
She stepped out of the studio, come back in, shaking and moving. I'm like, God.
But she get the job done, right?
Yeah, she can sing still, but she
take her a little hit. She said, I need my little hit. Then I,
little bump.
Little bump.
Right. Not a bump.
So something that we learned before we had started going live is that you're from Ohio. You and your partner are from Ohio.
Yes.
So could you tell us what part you say you were from again? I'm sorry.
Steubenville. We call it KV. Home of Dean Martin. Wu-tang.
Wu-tang.
Fourth Disciple. Yeah.
That's like, how was it like growing up there? Because I've never heard of
Steubenville.
I can't say.
Well, listen, it was basically like a mill city that we turned out. It was like everybody worked in the mill, you know. You went to high school with Steubenville Big Red, and then from there, you know, we kind of got what, like RZA's mother moved there and then in the 80s, like 88, 89, and then RZA came, and RZA was, I think, 20 or 21 years old when he first came to Steubenville.
Wow.
And interesting. School there, Ninth Prince, Born, Freedom, Ebony, his sister, like you know, he got a big family. He got like 12 of them. Six of them. Yeah, 6 of them went to high school out in Ohio. Yep.
That's what's up.
Man.
Yeah. So
shout out to his mama, honey.
I'm about to say 12 of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot for sure.
That's really dope. You grew up, were you like born and raised? What time did you kind of venture off away from Ohio?
Oh man, I got to tell you, I was in big trouble. My mother was pissed. You know, Wu-Tang came, and then like kind of Ohio was kind of, you can kind of double the market on what you had to do, and so we kind of started getting money in Ohio. So I wound up in New York at like 14.
Wow.
Like
by yourself?
I fought from New York a lot. Yeah.
By yourself at 14, you was moving like that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
First, well, I was cool with you got anybody, y'all seen the Hulu series, right? The you know, Wu-Tang in the saga.
Yes.
Jerome, his real name is Jim, and he's from Steubenville. And the first time I went there, Ninth Prince was probably 2 in Pampers. They were still living in Brooklyn, and RZA was 12. I was like 8.
Wow.
What it is now, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was kind of common. That was kind of common for other musicians, you know. A lot of musicians came from Ohio. Yeah. We was rocking the land of funk.
Well, damn right. That's Snoop and them said they got all their music from Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio was where we came up from.
Yeah.
Right in there with them.
Talking about it.
So what are some more artists that you work with out of Ohio?
Every Sons of Man, Biz the Prince, Solomon Childs, like I said, Bunny. I worked with I was trying to do something with I almost got something on not the Kill Bill. What's the Jamie Foxx when he was the slave? What was that?
Django?
Yeah, Django.
My cousin was actually one of the Killer Army members, was one of the slaves in Django at the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. If you see it, he's like he's light skinned, but we was lifting weights, so he was kind of diesel, and he was like 2 people up from Jamie Foxx. He he didn't do the night scene because he said it was too cold. I'm like, nigga, what?
Right.
Get every scene you can.
Right.
You don't like that cold weather.
Man, you are a slave, boy.
Right.
You said that's gonna work out. You're gonna be shivering for real. Like you gonna play that part to the core.
But yeah, so you know, he's really cool with Quentin Tarantino, so you know, it was no problem. It's like one of the slaves just didn't make it, I guess. You know, he was there in the daytime, at night he was gone. So you know, you can make that look like the slave just didn't survive. But yeah, he was one of the slaves at the beginning of that.
Okay.
Then I worked with Rhasun a lot, who we kind of toured with Freeway, Q Parker. Yeah, so you name it, I've been around, man. I was in the studio when Big did the track. When we released, you lose teeth like little C's, nigga, please. I was
Yeah.
You was in the studio.
Oh my God.
I always wanted to be in the studio with somebody when they make like a classic, like a song that got longevity, just to see how it's put down to get that feel.
Yo,
in the studio.
Oh, they tricked us. They had started beefing with the West Coast, and we recorded the track. And Capadonna was on the hook. When we came back, it was a total different song. Biggie was beefing with Tupac. Puffy, the shit y'all started is never gonna stop. That wasn't the song. They switched everything to RZA's beat to make it like the East Coast teamed up to go against the West. So
wow.
Biggie did the rhyme. That's like the biggest people in the East going against the West. It wasn't that way. They tricked us. It was a trick.
So this off topic, but since you brought up Jamie Foxx, have you seen him since after the whole? Which is he a clone? Since he doing clone jokes?
Well, I know they clone Tyrone as a movie, but I don't think they clone Fox ass.
Right. All right.
You know what?
You still eat chicken.
I almost got work on. Remember the movie 4th and Inches with LL and not 4th and Inches. Jamie Foxx and LL, they was football players.
Oh yeah,
The Longest Yard or something like that.
Yeah.
I did a song and I submitted it, and it didn't make it though. But it was 4th and Inches. It was really crazy. I couldn't believe it didn't make it. But man, it was super dope.
Wow.
I forgot their names in it, but you know, it was LL. Jamie Foxx was like the stars of that. That it was a football movie, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what inspired your passion for producing? Where did you get your inspiration for that?
Fourth Disciple and RZA. And then just coming up, you know, when I first started liking music, I was a real R&B dude. Like
okay.
And one of my boys came like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, you know, I was going through my little mid-age.
You were singing in the mirror. You were singing to us.
That LL Cool J when I'm alone in my room sometimes.
My favorite song when I was little, I'm listening to Whitney Houston, like
Whitney.
We were just talking about that.
Lonely Sea and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
I was a loner. And then, you know, my boys came. Next thing I know, I was listening to my 98 shit. Public Enemy. I went, wow.
But I mean, you still had good taste though, listening to Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? That's still good taste. Darion Perry said, how do you submit songs for movies?
You just kind of know some people. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard because movies they're gonna get the recognition anyway. So, like. It's easier to submit a song for games like the Madden and all that shit. You just submit them.
For like video games?
Yeah, for video games.
Oh, okay.
Movies, you got to kind of know somebody. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder how that works because you get a lot of like film producers. They'll say submit your music, so they probably don't even listen to
it. Nah, they don't. They don't.
Thanks for being honest.
Right. So how easy is it to start a production company?
It's not. Well,
right.
It was in the past, but the way things are now, like Spotify, all that shit is that kind of designed to rob you.
Right.
Like the digital age, it was presented beautifully, but it kind of lightweight. You know, it did bad for music. There's too many ways that people can get your music for free. So no matter.
So you saying the digital actually put a hurt on, you know, original production companies?
It went from 19 distribution companies to 2.
Whoa!
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dang.
That's the way to corner the market. Like,
See, us outside looking in, you would think streaming would be more
shit.
better because you
To
know
get a
the
million,
followers.
a million streams get you $5,000.
Mm,
I'm sorry, a million streams get you $1,000.
mm.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Wow.
So okay,
So
so what's the difference? So if I'm doing the production myself, what is the difference? What is it that the production company that can get me that I can't get my actual self if I'm uploading it to these platforms? They're just putting it out there for free.
Rob, no,
I hear you
no,
say.
I'm joking.
Keep it 100
You
now.
kept it real, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
People need to hear this. That's especially ones that's trying to put their music out there so
Right.
they can know the difference. You know what I'm saying? How to go about it.
I was joking. You just got to get with the right company, and if they push your music the right way and it's good, and somebody like, you know what I mean, you get the right artist, the right company pushing your music, you'll be fine. You just got to get the right company, and that's the problem. That's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With it only being two left, Jesus, how you gonna
Right.
decide which one to
Right. Like, dang.
And now
you
the
ain't got
baby
much to
side,
do,
which is the artist to put all they stuff behind, all they bust behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that why Drake and what's his name? They
Kendrick.
beat
Kendrick.
Kendrick is because they said the same.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Ask y'all a question.
So, who was like your
He had a question. Hold on, Didi.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
You said you
no,
had a question?
Yeah.
no, he
Do
was.
y'all like Kendrick personally?
I'm
You said
sorry.
you know him?
Kendrick. Do y'all guys like you ladies like Kendrick personally? You like him?
Do
He's
we like
cool.
I like his music.
I
Yeah,
do.
he's
I
cool.
like his music.
It's all right.
Yeah, I ain't never hopped in the car and said, "Hey, play that
Oh,
Kendrick."
put that
I ain't never
Kendrick
did
on.
that. But if it's
Wait.
on, I'll listen to
He
it.
seemed like a little smart aleck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get that.
I like a logical rapper. You know what I'm saying? It like she said, I'm not popping it in the first play on my playlist, but I rock to it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
do like I like rap that has a meaning or a story to tell. So
Yeah.
he falls into that category. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean,
That's all about the ear.
it's just I think I've heard better. I think the powers that be kind of pushed him. That's all.
Yeah. Now that's true too. That's true
Yeah.
too. That's true.
I think the powers that be kind of pushed him. So I mean, and that's not bad. I mean, that's what I mean. He had a team behind him. So
Right.
He had a great team and a great marketing plan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In the perfect timing, it kind of just all fell in place for him.
yo, I
Right.
just
And
gotta,
when it came down to the nitty gritty, he showed up and showed out. Drake kind of fell by the wayside. So it was kind of like, well, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
yeah.
So
Listen, I see the baby coming out of him, and the baby is tough.
Yes.
Yo, the baby is from Ohio. Don't nobody know that. He's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Hey,
he's
I know
from Cleveland. I love the baby.
Yeah.
I love the baby.
So listen, my partner just hit me and said he ain't got nothing in his email.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ray Sean said he didn't get it.
Yeah, I sent it to him. Hold on, let me see. Give me one second. Y'all keep mingling.
yeah, I think
Okay.
she said it, but
So who was your first? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Teddy.
I'm about to say, who was your first major artist that you work with?
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah. I mean,
So do you know Method Man personally for Lady D?
Yes.
But
Lady
she loves Method Man. She just want a hug or a T-shirt with his smell on it. That's all. Please.
That's it.
Let's say please. That's all she wants.
I've been infatuated with Method Man since I was probably about 10 years old.
Knows all his music. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know him personally. I was just actually kind of with him out at the residency. We was chilling, and I kind of popped up on his ass. Yeah, oh shit! And then, my son was with me, and I named my son. His name is H.O.O.D. I named him after Old Dirty. And Meth asking him like, "Yo, you know what that means?" And my son said, "Yeah, I mean, he was crazy."
Yeah, his was my fault. I don't mean to interrupt. His was the second email address, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I sent it. I sent it to him. I just sent it to him again though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get it this time.
If not, we'll figure it out. Yeah,
So
but
would y'all would have been at the part? This off topic too. Was you gonna be at the event that was on third? They keep canceling it on because of the weather down here in Ohio. Was y'all planning to be at the tour that we was supposed to do?
The music convention down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I was not. I got something I got to do here recent coming up. It's a 420 event. I'll be out there on the 18th. It's a big cannabis festival in Jacobsburg, Ohio.
Okay.
Billy, now you heard of Billy Blaze, the weed suit hero guy that they always went around with.
Yeah.
He got an
I think I
event.
said wrong.
The shit just went viral. He had 11,000 shares and fucking 2.4 million views. They only hold 1,800 people. I'm thinking, yo, you're in trouble, Bill. You're in trouble, brother. But I just helped him release some music. Their group is called The Council. They released some stuff on Rock Nation as well with my partner Rhasun and Hoffa. Hoffa is a member of Killer Army, and we had problems with Hoffa. Like we kind of went our separate ways younger, so you didn't hear a lot from him, and then we brought him back. So Hoffa's considered one of the illest in Killer Army. It was either him or Killer Sin. And I mean, if you listen to the tracks, he got the track with Jim Jones we just released. He got Miss Linda's Back Porch, G. Lou, and Red Carpet.
Nice.
G. Lou.
Okay.
G. Lou, we met him. That's Gangsta Lou, the Harlem nigga. He's doing his thing up there in Harlem, getting money and whatnot. So we kind of met him. He's telling us the story of, what happened and paid him for. He said nobody snatched his chain off. That's supposed to be him when Cameron took the chain. G. Lou said, nobody taking shit from me.
Yeah.
So, we did a song kind of honoring G. Lou. Miss Linda's Back Porch. RZA's mother was Miss Linda. So we kind of we hopped off the porch, meaning hustling. It was her back porch. We decided, it's time to get this money. Blasi skip. So, Miss Linda's Back Porch got significant meaning to it too. So, and then Red Carpet, just roll it out. It's, we gotta get this real rap music going back. You gotta get it back.
Yeah.
That's produced by Fourth Disciple, the Red Carpet.
Now I know you said at first you was into R&B, as a child listening to it, and then you got into the rap. Now have you produced any R&B tracks though?
No. I just listened to it.
You should.
You know what? I mean I can, but I just R&B was more I kind of got into it with my mom. I can remember just so vivid. And I hated the song because I kept hearing it. That 1 in a million, 1 in a million. Hey, don't play it no more. It's over. I'm thinking,
yeah, I'm done with this. Turn the rap on, Mom.
Right.
I remember Anita Baker. What was that? RZA actually ended up sampling one of her songs. I'm in love. He did the song.
Yeah.
He had a song, Illusion of Love. He ended up changing the beat. I guess maybe he didn't want to pay for the sample, but Illusion of Love had that sample, and it was pretty dope. But he ended up changing it. So, but yeah, man, it was like the Delphonics and the Stylistics and all that shit. So I was around when Ghost. If you heard the story when Ghost got into the shootout with the Delphonics, I was around for that.
Right, you've been around for everything.
Car got shot the fuck up.
Yeah.
Delphonics. Ooh, that was lovely.
Delphonic stylist. My uncle used to sing it in Manhattan. R.I.P.
Listen,
that was my era,
I'm thinking wait a minute, you can't bring up rock to a gunfight. They pulling out knives while somebody's shooting. I'm thinking yo.
Get me out of here. What is y'all doing?
It's time to go.
Right.
So you done been around and seen it all. I bet you got great stories to tell.
Oh my God. Listen, I can tell you. I'm gonna tell you one. So we did this How Can I Be Down? It was a big music convention, and this year was held in Florida. And so I'm gonna give you a couple of the stories. I mean, literally, this was we was there for 3 days and 3 nights. It was a wild story every night. The first day wasn't really wild. You see the dog pound chasing Fat Joe's ass down the street. He's run past us, throwing up the East Coast sign. trying to like, intrigue us to help him. He running them niggas, they probably could have caught him because he's fat, but he was running and whatnot. So
You run now.
we fly down there. This is where they got the movie Soul Plane, basically. Memphis and Soul Plane. We fly down there. Now you know how many Wu-Tang members it is. So we all on the plane. Everybody except Dirty. I mean, it's about 150 of us on this motherfucker. And we doing everything you can do. I mean, whatever you can do, we doing. Smacking flight attendants on the ass. It was just wild. So,
sounds like a party. Sounds like a great time.
Right. We would love to attend. Just
Yeah, it was a nice party up in the sky. So we get down there. Dirty ain't with us. So we don't think Dirty there. Akinelli performing a song, Put It in Your Mouth. He gonna say, put it in your mouth. Also, he making the noise like doof, 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 doof. Dirt dog tackles this nigga. He tackled him off the stage in the middle of his performance.
And we ain't heard from him ever since, have we? Since
Yo,
you
listen,
put it in your mouth.
that's like the live Freaknik.
So we gotta break this shit up. Nobody know Dirty there. We having conversations. Dirty walk over to some Jamaican niggas that's with Akinelli. He's one of them smoking a blunt, but it's kind of laced with something. Dirty snatches it and just starts smoking it. These niggas like blood clot, disrespect. They going into it and then they start firing. We don't know the niggas. Dirty walks over to the stage while people getting trampled to death and running and trying to get away, and gets up on the stage about 10 foot high. Picks the mic up and like, where y'all going? The only way you gonna get killed is if you scared. Bullets rippling all over the fucking club.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
This nigga.
we about to get
Yo, yeah, that nigga's crazy. Now, that's one of the stories. Another one, this is Miami we in. Now, Luke Campbell was there. And we go into a club, and it's this nigga that's with us, but everybody know him. He ran with Mook. And so
You need a mute.
and there's some strippers. He down there, doing some freak shit with the stripper eating pussy. So Luke like, yo, the RZA, yo, what's up with your man? He kind of playing us. And RZA look at the nigga like, this motherfucker. Like, yo. So the nigga down there, so he come up like, I ate the pussy. I want some sex now. And the girl like, I ain't doing nothing with you. She pisses while the nigga down there.
Oh, so what do you shoot her in the coochie? Bow.
Yo,
Bitch. Look.
we looking bad. We all looking like, man, this motherfucker. So we get up, we start we leaving. We getting in the car. So I noticed the guys is getting in the car with him. I'm thinking like, this brother don't even realize he's in trouble.
Right.
I see some real heavy hitters getting it. I see, I don't even go into no names, but some of the guys was getting in there with him. All of a sudden, you see arms swing all over the van. The slide door slides open. I'm thinking, oh, we going 60, 70 miles out of the highway. We 3-4 cars deep. He jumps. Somebody grabs his hoodie. So he kind of shuts up under the whip.
Oh,
Yeah.
The back of the wheels rolled him over. Bloop, bloop. The next car, we following each other. Bloop, 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 bloop. 2 or 3 cars trampled this nigga. We all slowed down looking like, oh, shit. The nigga jumped up and took off running.
What?
I couldn't believe it.
That's some adrenaline.
God.
That's crazy.
He felt that in the morning.
what have he had?
He had to been on some ecstasy, some something.
He might have been off piss.
Just off that pee.
Yo, but yeah, he jumped up and it was wild, man. It was wild. It was fun though. We had a fun time, but
it sounds real intense and real. You gotta have a good heart for the times that y'all had. You gonna have a heart attack out there.
Right.
Did my man jump in yet?
Yeah, I say
he is.
Rhasun came in.
Raw.
Hey.
Yo.
Can you hear us?
What's up, son?
Yeah,
We can't hear you, baby.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
oh shit.
We can hear you.
Hold on,
Now
hold
we
on,
heard that.
Oh,
There
we
you
said now we
go.
can hear you.
Hold on.
There you go.
You got some Black Jesus shit going on.
Right.
You got this stuff, bro.
And he driving. He probably can't turn his phone sideways.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it kind of got like a drag to it when he talked.
Hold
Yeah.
on, I got you. Hold on.
Hey, can't believe she done peed on my man's while he was down there. That's dirty. That's dirty
That's
too.
dirty.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been doing that to no goddamn stripper.
But I
You
heard
good?
that'll keep
Right.
them. I heard that'll keep them hooked.
I didn't know
He
that's what it was. I thought it was in the spaghetti. They put that
I heard
put that stuff in
I
that spaghetti.
so I'm about keeping them hooked. You just
The uppercut, like
and
what?
P, but P keep him hooked. I'm about to-
Now I don't know that for personally.
No, you too late. You done
I,
told us
I,
what you doing
Well,
with it.
we don't know
no,
IV
you
now because you
tried
know
that on.
you and your story.
No,
Right.
you did that to somebody. You tried that shit.
Right, I'm about to
Right,
say,
talking about
but
I hear that's how you
look,
keep
look,
them
Supreme ain't even heard her stories yet and already sensed the
Lord.
vibe.
up. Right. He said he can already tell, baby girl. You know what you was doing.
You done pissed on a couple of motherfuckers.
There it is.
I was in the funkadelic heat wave days, you know. Woo, okay. But it ain't about me.
So like I see that while he's getting his so have you been in the game since 93 too? Because I seen on his he was been in it since
we
93.
kind of came in the game at the same time. Yeah, it's been my partner forever. So we came in around the same time, and you know, we've been just doing it, just little behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, that's it. And then like I said, he landed the situation with Rock Nation, and I got the cannabis deal. I'm the first like musician in Ohio with a cannabis deal.
That's dope. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. That's definitely where the money is right now for sure. Everybody's
Right.
Yeah, yeah. My
Definitely, yeah.
my cannabis. Hold on, it is Supreme Berries.
Supreme
Okay.
berries.
the green
Yeah.
berries.
Can you send us a sample pack?
I'll be in Ohio. It's gonna be come to the thing. I'm gonna have. It's gonna be a couple of free ones running around.
Are we
Now, where is
invited?
that?
Are we invited?
Yeah, you invited.
Period.
And
When
you
is
said where now?
Yeah. So but Paragon is my parent company. Like you know, the company is doing the grow. So and also you see this? This is my hot box. This kind of eliminates all this weed smoke in the air. Let me get this.
Yeah, if you can bring that closer for all the hotel stays.
Oh,
Y'all definitely need a hot box.
we definitely
When
need a
y'all
hot
go to a
box.
hotel and y'all trying to
Yeah, guess
box.
it's me and Iron Mike Tyson. We both we endorse the same company. So he got his say Tyson. Mine's got the Killer Army Supreme sign. And you just turn it on and literally if you can hear it.
Oh, we need one of them too.
Now, what city in Ohio y'all gonna be in? 420 then?
Jacobsburg.
Jacobsburg.
It don't sound like somewhere I would go normally, but you know that's where it's gonna be at.
Okay, I gotta look at it with that now.
Yeah, I'm about to say we gotta look up. I
that.
never heard of Jacobsburg.
It's near Bel Air and St. Clairsville. It's out that way. You know where St. Clairsville? Like it's near Wheeling.
Okay, I know where Wheeling is. Okay.
Yeah, it's Wheeling. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you have your own dispensary or you just have your own cannabis line?
I just have my own cannabis launch, but I'm working on some dispensary stuff in UMass, in Massachusetts. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Is your product here in any of our dispensaries in Ohio?
It should be.
And you called it Supreme.
I recommend you come to the 420 event.
Let's just go to the event and then
I'm coming.
And fire 33.5% THC. Blow down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all gonna need a designated driver. I guess I'll drive.
no, I'll drive.
Look, I went on the side of the building and started throwing up. Like, God damn. It's like I was drinking alcohol. Yeah.
You said that date was 4/18?
420.
It's gonna be a few people there. Cassidy's gonna be there.
You said 4/18, yeah.
The Army gonna be there doing some performing. Fourth Disciple gonna be there doing some DJing. So it's gonna be some people there.
Okay, and it's just open to the public, or do we need a ticket? Or
Do we need tickets? I'm gonna say how we. Okay.
Oh yeah, we there.
Oh, we definitely going.
I'm inviting y'all, so it's damn sure.
Yeah, we there. What time we
Yeah,
gotta
we
be
definitely
there?
got to go.
It's
I'm
3
there.
days, 18th, 19th, and 20th. But the days that Killer Army gonna be performing is the 18th.
Okay.
So we got to be back before the 19th, y'all.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say on different days is a different performer. For the ones who watching is different days a certain performer, or is everybody performing all 3 days?
You know what? Because I'm working close with Billy Blaze and the council. I think I'm just bringing Killer Army in to perform, and the council's going to shoot a video there as well called Unstoppable. So, and Cassidy, they met. They just did a thing that Rhasun set up for them down in Virginia. They was on like with some of the Wild and Outcasts and Cassidy down in Virginia. So Cassidy
Okay.
did the event. Go ahead, step in, Rhasun.
That's what's up. What's up,
Yeah, but I say,
Rhasun?
yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Hi.
Bye.
Welcome.
Hey.
All right. You pardon me. I just got off the road.
I know you all right.
That's
Yeah, so
all
I'm
right.
pulled over
Welcome.
now. Peace.
Yeah, so
Y'all can
tell
hear
us.
me, right?
So it look like we coming to see y'all on the 18th.
I'll be there.
We definitely gonna be there.
We coming together, Valer. How
We
you
about
just
to say
gonna
we
leave
all
us
coming
all
down,
be there?
V.
Right. You see, she's trying to just push us
Oh
on
yeah, she
out.
trying to
She
leave
get
us
all
out,
good.
right?
I'll take all they samples. Just give them to me.
Use it wisely. Use it. You throwing up some goddamn way.
Now, how did y'all start working like with the Source and Rock Nation? How did that come about?
But what happened?
How did y'all start working with the Source and Rock Nation? The Source magazine and Rock Nation distribution?
All right. So as far as the source, I don't work for the source. Um, just I got a team of publicists on board, and you know they do all the PR. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that the source covers a lot of our content. Um, as far as the Rock Nation distribution, I think I came on with them on board in April. I think April 2023. So it's been a couple years, and you know, so I was looking for somewhere a home to put my masters at, and you know everything worked out with that. It was a good fit, so everything made sense. And like I said, I've been on board with them for a couple years.
Oh, that's super dope for sure.
That's
So,
dope.
Yeah.
with y'all being producers, what are some of the things that y'all look for within an artist before y'all even give them a chance, or do y'all just work with anybody?
Numbers on me. You gotta be where you gotta have some followers or some people that you already are following. You gotta have a following for me. Rhasun, he can speak for himself, but you gotta have some movement already, because like then if not, then that just turns into somebody doing all the work for you, the leg work that you should have had done already before you come to a company of that sort. What you
Right.
think?
No, it's funny you asked that because you know that was the reason why I had formed Dominion Hill, that brand, because you know I had the brand I had before that is Global Sounds, and that was under E1, which it went from Koch Records. I know y'all familiar with Koch.
Mm-hmm.
So Koch went over to Entertainment One Music, and then now the MNRK Music. You know what I mean? But the foundation of it was Koch. So I was with them from 2013 until, well, I'm still over there. You know what I mean? I still got masters in that system. But when you ask about the artists, Dominion Hill, the Dominion Hill brand is something I started putting together in 2000, like the end of 2020. You know what I'm saying? When it was COVID lockdowns and all that. And you know, I need a couple minutes, you know, if I got the time. But the thing with what I was looking at was, as far as, you know, everybody on the platform right now is in music some way, somehow. So this is something I think everybody need to hear. You know what I'm saying? When you looking for artists with this brand, with the Dominion Hill brand, I wanted to reinvent what a deal meant. You know, everybody is looking for a deal. You know what I mean? But I wanted to reinvent of what that meant and bridge the gap between the label and the artist. And the format that I have at Dominion Hill is that, first of all, you have to understand that this is the music business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it for a hobby, that's all right. You know what I mean? But if you want to come in and you want to return a chance to have a return on your investment, then you have to run it like a business. If you want somebody else to advance you money or to give you a deal, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand business. And I think that's a big gap between the labels and artists is that a lot of artists, probably as far as where I sit, maybe 95% of artists that I ever came across. I mean, whether they artists nobody ever knows that just started rapping Tuesday, whether it's artists that been in the game 20 years, they don't understand what a deal means. They think that signing the deal means that it's monopoly money. It's like just so a label is giving you millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars that you don't got to pay back, and don't got to work for. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was with this Dominion Hill brand is that in my experience, I had, like I said, I've been through 3 or 4 different deals. I had a deal with Koch. I had a deal with Koch when they was Koch through Colossus. Then I had a deal with Selective Hits out of Nashville, Tennessee. Then I came back to Koch when they was E1 in 2013. So this is my fourth. Then I had a deal with Tommy Boy as well, right at the end. And that a lot of artists, right? They go in the studio, they spend money on beats, spend money on studio time, spend money on shooting videos, spend money on performing in showcases, labels in the building, A&Rs in the building. They're paying $250 to $1,000 to perform, trying to get a deal. So where I'm going with this is what I started noticing, like I did it before in my younger years, that when you look at I would tell artists like, yo, don't look at your numbers, like see, add up your bread over the last 24 months, and look at how much money you spent trying to get a deal. Artists hit me back and say, yo, man, that's crazy. You asked me to do that. I spent $80,000 in 2 years paying for the things I just named. I said, well, how close are you to getting a deal that you're looking for? And they're like, man, I ain't got one yet. And I said, yeah, you'll probably never get one. And I said, it's not easy to get, I said, listen, why don't you, what you have to understand is, you don't need a deal. You got enough money to fund your own machine. That's all you need is management. You need a parent label that knows how to collect, that knows how to distribute your music and collect the money for you. That's what you need. You need business management. You need a publicist. Those are the things you need. You know what I'm saying? Because and to say that, to say this, some people that are blessed enough to get distribution deals, you know what I'm saying, where they're doing like 85-15 splits in their favor. When they get the deal, they don't have a publicist. They don't have management. They got plugs. So they got the deal and they got somewhere to release their masters, but they don't have anybody to do the PR, or they don't have anybody to book shows for them. So the two sides never connect. You still end up treading water. So with Dominion Hill, I have everything. You know what I'm saying? I have the distribution. I got publicists. I got a team of publicists. I got management. I got people that book venues. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to make it like a one-stop shop, if you want to say it that way. I got metadata experts that make sure your music is published correctly and the metadata is set up correctly. So I got all that stuff done. So to say that, to answer your question, what I look for artists is that somebody that is willing to understand that it's a business and it's not it's not a hobby. It's a business, and you got to treat it like that. I don't care how good the music is. If you don't got a head, like if you don't got a business mind, or you don't got the respect to learn and let somebody teach you that, the music is really irrelevant to me. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I look for in an artist.
Definitely, I definitely understand that. And yeah, see, a lot of artists don't know that aspect. Like you say, they just try and jump in. They just think that they can jump in and get rich really, really fast because that's what they see. They don't actually see the background work to it.
Well, they think if they got good enough like just good music will do it. The business.
Yeah.
It's the business.
Right. You got to know the business.
Yeah.
Right.
So and how could they learn that business aspect? Like where could they, you know what I'm saying? Like for those who don't, they trying to get the knowledge beforehand. Like is there anywhere where would they learn it from for the music?
Dominion Hill Records.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because really, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to teach you how to do this. There's no book to it. I mean, people wrote books to this, but there's no book to it. And it don't matter how much, money you have. If you don't know how to spend it, you don't know where to spend it at. You know what I'm saying? You got sharks out here that eat you alive, man. They take every dime you got, take you on rides like the Yellow Brick Road, looking for the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? You gotta you kind of either gotta learn it on the fly, you know what I'm saying, and just learn by trial and error and failure, you know what I'm saying, and do it that way, or you gotta team up with somebody that's been through that already, that understands, how the business works. You have to trust them. You know what I'm saying? You have to trust them, and you have to learn. You know what I mean? You have to kind of learn it on your own. It's something that nobody's not gonna sit down and tell you. You know what I mean? You gotta just learn it on your own, really. You know what I mean?
Now I know you said, Mr. Supreme, what you look for is somebody with a following, but what if they are actual dope artists but don't have that following though?
Well, that goes hand in foot with what Rod's saying. Like you got to have a business mind along with that following. And usually when somebody has a following, they usually got the business mind already. Like, because you ain't got somebody that's willing to buy your records. Like I said, like somebody's willing to support you with a following. You already don't understand the business sense of it. You gotta I gotta go hand in foot.
So they got to know how to market themselves, basically, before they can even get into anything. They already got to know how to sell themselves.
Right. Because if you notice, like the days of Aretha Franklin, you know what I'm saying, or James Brown, like those type of talents, Michael Jackson, those days are gone. You know what I mean? Right now with social media, digital music, people don't even really care about the music really. They're buying the artist, you know what I mean? And some people are really good at it's like almost you gotta be a what do you call it? You gotta be like a YouTuber, like I forget the name they use for that.
An influencer.
Like influencer. There you go. Like an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people dislike him, you know what I mean, but like a Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? It wasn't his music. It was, he was a sideshow. He had the rainbow hair with the 6ix9ine on his forehead and all that shit. And and anytime you seen him, you had to tune in to see what he was saying because he was a sideshow. You know what I'm saying? So,
you realize his hair was like that of a clown.
Right. Yeah, it was horrible. Did they say it was wigs? They was lace fronts or something like that?
I mean, and the goals, the teeth.
Right. It's like who knows? You got to be, because you got to think with Supreme. I had came in when I was driving, but I could hear what you were saying. And I heard you ask Supreme, did you both start in '93? In '93, when I moved from Ohio to Jersey City, we talking about Jersey City, right? I think there was 3 brothers that was rapping at that time. I think it was Low Cash, it was my bro Hot Tariq, and a couple of his brothers had a group. But as far as
you can't pass out. My wife's dad, they was rapping. I can't remember the name of them, but you remember the grown men, women producing, some go working. That's my wife's dad doing that.
Right.
And they also had a song, DJ, please pick up your phone.
But what I'm saying, you could maybe name 10 people, and maybe then over the across the bridge like in Newark you had like Redman, Queen Latifah, Naughty by Nature, you know what I'm saying? But that was way back, But what I'm saying is that like there was only a handful of people that was rapping, producing, artists, DJs. So now it ain't like that. Like now, if you said I'm dropping an album, right? That meant your album was in the stores. It had vinyl. You could go to Coconuts or Tower Records in the mall and buy it. Now it's like I can decide to be an artist tonight. And I could do a freestyle on my iPhone and upload it to YouTube. And then in the morning, I go to studio. I could cut a record, right? And then I could take that and put it on TuneCore for $29, and I'm on the same platform as Jay and Jada and everybody. You know what I'm saying? So artists, it ain't, but you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's so oversaturated. You have to find a way. You have to find a way to make yourself stand out. You know what I'm saying? And you know how it be. You know, you drop an album. Major artists, they drop an album on a Friday. Let's say like it could be April 1st. By April 30th, people forgot that album even came out. It's on and off in 30 days, if that.
And
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't in the past.
Yeah, before if you was dropping an album in 1998, you started promoting it in 96. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you can't do that no more. You can't do that no more. I tell brothers all the time, like, yo, man, you got to cook everything you're doing, and when you release your album on your release date, you got to have your promo in the holster, and you got to flood it out. But if you start promoting too early, and you start, you know, paying for marketing and PR and shit, by the time your album come out, you got to do it all over again because, you know, 30 days later, people forgot what you did, you know, that you promoted, that you announced that 30 days ago. Too much content.
Yeah.
So having, you know, artists just with talent, that don't mean anything. I mean, I sit in conferences with, you know, labels and people that, you know, different people from different aspects of music that, you know, sit in labels and will do a comment. And yo, man, I haven't, me personally, I'm talking about, I can't disclose who they are, but you know, major artists that you've seen in popping, like in the last 2 years, they don't even listen to the music when they get the deal. They don't even hear the music. They don't even ask them. I can't remember the last time I sat in a label and discussed you know, a deal situation, and they even asked to hear the music.
Right, because y'all used to have like listening parties and stuff like that. Y'all don't do that stuff anymore?
What happened?
Listening parties and that kind of thing. Do y'all do that anymore?
Nah, because like I said, it's so oversaturated that if you're trying to get somebody to, you know, it could even be, you know, private investors, like private publishing companies. They want to hold a business meeting and they want to know if they put this money into you, how you going to give them, what is your business plan to give them their money back?
To get it back, right?
Yeah. You got a hot record. They don't care about that. They could. There's already artists out there have just sold millions of records already. They could just call and invest in, and who already have, you know, 500,000, 1 million followers online. You know what I'm saying? Who already have a brand that, you know, once people know they got new music coming out, they could tour. But to take somebody who nobody knows from a hole in the wall and invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in them, people want to hold a business meeting, man. They don't want to hear your music, man.
Right.
You know, I mean, they want to know. They want to know. You know, if I do decide to invest in you, what is your plan? They want to see who you are. They want to know if they put the money into you, are you going to show up for the things they're booking?
Right. It makes
sense.
sense.
It's all about your work ethic now, not your talent. It's about the work ethic.
Yeah, I appreciate your platform. I appreciate your time. You know what I'm saying? It's a Sunday. I'm sure there's, you know, things that everybody could be doing better with their time as far as, you know, with their family or just relaxing, you know, getting ready for the work week on Monday. But, you know, so if you got a platform like this and you invite someone on the platform, especially if you have somebody that's funding you to come onto a platform like this, you know, people want to at least know you're going to show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, one of my lines is that I have in meetings is that, you know, people be asking for outrageous things, man. And I tell people, like, yo, you got to learn how to run. Show somebody you could run a hot dog stand, like in Manhattan. You can run a little small hot dog stand that they got on the corner before you ask to, you know, for them to fund you to open up a Burger King franchise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, if you're talking about the streets, you know what I'm saying, show somebody you could hustle an ounce of weed before you ask somebody for 30 pounds.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the translation is that, you know, if you want to be a artist and you want to get, you know, a publishing deal, you want to get a label deal, and you want somebody to invest in you, you know, show them that as you're putting out your music, that you also, you know, are doing the right things to be responsible with the money, and you're gonna, you know, you're gonna, you know, it's no guarantee it's gonna happen, but you know, you're gonna do all the right things to give yourself a chance of getting a return, you know, on your investment. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Mhm.
like I
That
said,
makes
that
sense.
you know,
Yeah.
that's
That's
my
right.
you know, that's my mentality. That's my mentality. You know what I mean? And like that's what I got. You know, that's what I came to the understanding of over you know, the period of the last decade. I haven't seen it done any different.
Mm.
Did that. So how do y'all still stay? Because I know you said it went from 13 publishing companies down to 2. So how do y'all still stay? How many? You said 19?
19.
19 down to 2. How do y'all still stay relevant with it? You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Still, you
question.
know, get
That's a question for Rhasun.
Relevant for what?
like for the artists, you know what I'm saying? With them having so many platforms and stuff that they can put out, how do they know, like, you know, instead to come to you to still stay relevant to be there with all these other production companies that done closed down?
Production companies? You mean labels or
Yeah, yeah,
Label.
because he said it was 19 and now it's down to 2.
um? Well, it's 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 a few when you're talking about, you know, when you're talking about like a Sony, somebody like that. But you know, it's a pyramid to where like you got like Orchard, like the Orchard. You know what I'm saying? They're under Sony. You know what I'm saying? In different situations like that, you know, they come under like they, you know, imprint deals. But but primarily, like, you know, if you take, like I said, any artist, it could be drill rap. You look at the drill, you know, drill artists. Um, go into YouTube and look at pull one of the tracks up, right, and then look under, you know, hit the arrow on the right hand side and look underneath, and you'll see a parent label, but also under the parent label, you'll see a long list of executive producers underneath that, and like James Harden, the ball player James Harden. You know, he executive produced Little Baby's album, one of his most recent albums. He was one of the executive producers. So, um, you know, the structure of deals are put together different now. Where most of you know, I ain't gonna say most of the time. I'm gonna say the you know, what's different in this area is that the the label is just not the ones cutting the check. You know what I'm saying? The labels may cut a percentage of the check, but you have a lot of, you know, private individuals that are coming in executive producers to make something happen, to put the project together. So, you know, sometimes if you say, well, yeah, I'm looking for a label, I'm looking for a deal, you know what I mean? You know, people know you don't really know what you're talking about, you know, to a sense, because it doesn't really work that way. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that. So
Mm.
I want to know if we could get some words of motivation for you guys, for someone who might be trying to get into the industry or just for someone in life in general.
Motivation is you know, to recap what I was saying, just, you know, record your music, you know what I mean, and and just like anything else, like Supreme is in the cannabis. You have to understand your business that you're getting yourself involved in. It don't matter what it is. You know, you gotta understand the business that you're getting yourself involved in, and and be consistent. You know what I mean? Because if you're consistent and you do the right things for, you know, consistently, you're gonna have your opportunity, man. So you're gonna bump into somebody eventually that's gonna give you an opportunity. And when they give you the opportunity, you just have to be ready, and you have to be able to understand, understand your situation. You gotta understand, you gotta understand, when you get to the door, you gotta understand the language, and you gotta understand, you gotta understand your vision and be able to relay that in a conversation that makes sense for people who want to get behind you. You gotta be likable too, man. You gotta be likable, man. People gotta like you.
Let,
People
Yeah.
gotta,
let me
people
get
gotta,
bro.
yeah,
It's hard work, work hard. That's it. It's simple. It's hard work.
right,
You got to work hard.
right.
business. You got to learn business to get with somebody that's gonna like kind of crew you along in the business, but you're gonna have to work hard. You have to understand that you got to be your dress code got to be right. Your presentation, your business sense, your music got to be good. You got to work hard, and you got to work on all that. You can't show up, be on an interview looking like shit. You can't do it. Like you might have to play a role that you don't want to play. You might be a young, pretty, handsome motherfucker. You can't go on there and say, "Yeah, I got a girlfriend." No, fuck, I don't got one.
Right.
Shut the fuck up and play the role.
Right,
It's all about promoting. It's all about promoting.
Yeah.
Like
Promoting yourself.
girls is more like you're a sex symbol and you hot being
But
single.
you got a girlfriend.
And it's like, okay, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I want to think it's feasible that this you touchable, you reachable. So
like LL. You know what I mean? LL.
Yep.
He been LL been married for about 40 years, but nobody.
Yep.
I'm probably nobody even seen his. You know, rarely ever see his wife. Don't know nothing about it. Don't know nothing about his personal life. You know what I mean? He just. You know, it's like I said, entertainment is two different things. You know what I mean? You gotta, like I said, go back to like the top.
To go a step further, LL wrote a book about being a sex fiend.
Right.
Hey,
Fucking shit.
And they said ladies love Cool J, and probably all the ladies bought
They
it.
do. My grandma, R.I.P. grandma, she love her some LL Cool. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, there go my grandma. Look,
That's L's brand, man. That's his brand. You know what I mean? And he like I said, you gotta have ain't nothing changed. You always gotta have something to go with it, man. Like, you know, back in the day, Run DMC, you know, they had the Adidas with no shoestrings. Even if you didn't like their music, you still wanted to rock your Adidas like them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have something with you that you know just makes you stand out, especially in the social media era with the because we talk about all the time when I got the deal in 2011. You know, there was no. I think Facebook was out. Facebook was new, but there was no Instagram. There was no Instagram, no TikTok, no Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And so you know, we couldn't do this interview 10 years ago, right?
Right.
So where you
had
located?
MySpace. What was it? MySpace and Black Planet back then.
MySpace. Yeah, but to do this interview like this, we'd have to get on a flight. We'd have to get on a flight, and you got to bring your entourage with you, and you got to fly out to sit down and do this interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you would spend So it's like, so you know, so you really gotta you know, you really gotta take every opportunity that you could take to make sense, man. And you know, you gotta appreciate your platforms, man. You gotta respect, you know what I mean? And you know, you gotta work, man. You gotta work hard, but in the right direction, because you could go fast, but if you go in the wrong direction, you know what I mean? You're even more lost than what you was before you started.
So I'm just gonna reach out to LL real quick if he listening. You need to get a chapstick line and a lip gloss line because you'll really be popping, licking them lips like you do. Okay.
Yeah.
He did that shit.
Right.
You know who I don't know the dynamics of his deal. You know what I'm saying? But what I do, you remember 50 Cent? I was in the airport and I can't remember. I can't remember where I caught it from, but I remember I was in the airport. And like 50 Cent when he did the deal with Pepsi, I think it was Pepsi for vitamin water. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
That made 50 a lot of money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it was that went with his image of the you know 50 Cent was on the workout shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I remember when they was talking about it. You know, you go like they got the little like cafes and shit in the thing, and somebody ordered a vitamin water. When they first cast asking that the vitamin water, said, yeah, we got the different. So they got the great vitamin water. So I said, yo, man, I'm gonna drink a couple of these a day. You know what I'm saying? Try to get that 50 physique, man. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? That's how people think when it comes to marketing. People think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, you know, you can't promote a health product with a big gut. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, with your music to me has to be like the theme for your life. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like the, you know, the music is like your theme music for your that's propelling your life. You know what I mean? And but you gotta have something else with you besides just being able to rap and sing. You gotta be able to have something. You gotta be able to have something else with you.
Well,
I like that.
So can
So if
y'all drop
LL,
y'all
if he come out with the chapstick line, that was us, LL,
right?
and you need to give us a percentage
This
because we
is
came up with
recorded
Right.
it.
and dated. So
It
can
definitely
y'all
is.
drop y'all
So
platforms and how people
10%
can get in
finder's
touch with
10%
Yes.
fee.
right.
Uh, yeah.
Right.
Can you guys shout out all of your platforms? How can people reach out to you? Emails, websites, that kind of thing.
Go ahead, Raw. You go. I'll go after you.
All right. My Instagram is Dominion DOMINION Hill HILL _ records, and then you can go to DominionHillRecords.com, and that's the website. You could go there. You could see everything that's happening there. You could contact us through the website, or you could hit us up on the Instagram.
Okay.
Same thing with the Twitter. The Twitter is Global Rhasun.
Okay.
Okay.
My Instagram is K_A_Supreme_cannabis. I got another Kill Army _Supreme. Facebook, same thing. Kill Army _Supreme. Brandon Mayo. Listen, go pick up that Jim Jones at Hoffa. Go pick up the Council. I need people to grab one more time. I need people to grab this hot box, man.
Yeah,
we gonna grab us
Yeah.
one. We
Grab
need
this
one.
hot.
We
We
gonna
need
grab
one
us
of
one.
those.
I need the hot
418
box.
to
We gonna pick up.
420.
We gonna
Make
pick
sure
up
y'all at
ours.
his event.
Yo, I'm gonna have some at the 420 event with me. I have
Well,
some.
can you keep 6 of them?
You said keep 6 from aside.
What? We'll buy them. We just need 6.
I got 2.
Oh,
I got a link. I got a link on my page. I can send.
all right. We can get them.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I can send the link. But
okay, but
yeah, man, listen, hard work. You just got to keep up the hard work. Like I said, if you look at the clan right now, all of them, you see Raekwon got a dispensary. You see Ghost got a coffee shop.
Yes.
Like, you just got to keep working and working hard. Like, yo, I mean, I do all kind of shit. I got exotic Wu-Tang bullies. I got bullies I breed. I got cannabis, music. You just got to keep working and working hard at all of it, man. You just got to work. There ain't no time for play. You're my big boy. It's big boy time to play. You got
Right.
work.
Right.
You work hard. You play later.
I
so
know that's right.
definitely right about that.
That's facts.
And we really enjoyed
Out to
this.
Ohio though, man. Ohio and Philly. Thank you
Hey.
for having us for this interview.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
definitely be there on the 18th. Don't forget Hood Top Podcast. We'll be there. Don't forget
Yes.
Look
us.
here.
Yes. Jacobsburg, Ohio, 420 event. Billy Blaze, Weed Suit Heroes, come through, man.
Jacob Burb. I'm gonna look it up so I can get locations and times. I'll be there. I'll see you on the 18th.
Right.
And we all followed y'all, so make
I'll
sure
DM all the info to you.
Okay.
Yep.
In fact, I'm gonna go up here to the dispensary and see if they got your product in there.
Yeah, I'm
For
about to say they
sure.
should have it
If
up
they
here for
do,
sure.
record it for me.
Yeah.
If you go up there and they got it, make sure you record it. And we'll send
I
it to you to
definitely
show
am. Yeah,
that
I will.
they got
Cause
the
I'm
product.
gonna
One more time.
I'm gonna go to the one on Nemore.
I go to the one up here on Germantown. Show it to me one more time, Supreme.
I think he
Supreme
froze.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, it's all good. I know.
Yeah,
We got it on live.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
Cannabis
Supreme
berries.
Cannabis.
It was something berries.
Supreme
Supreme
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Supreme
Yep,
Berries.
I've already put it
Supreme
in
berries.
my
Yeah,
search engine. I'm already searching.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had let y'all have the
Thank
rest of
you
y'all
guys. You guys
Sunday.
are awesome. Have a good
Hey,
Thank y'all so much.
Yo,
Thank
appreciate the
you.
platform. Appreciate the
blessings.
platform.
Yes. Be safe.
Same.